Hello friends. Our today's topic of discussion is synchronization in communication. So we are going to see what is synchronization, what is the need of synchronization in communication, then what is bit synchronization, frame synchronization and carrier synchronization. So synchronization in digital communication system, it plays very important role. It is a technique to make clocks at the transmitter and receiver operate at the same time or same rate. The clocks in the digital communication system are to be operated at the same rate for the synchronization. At the receiver, the frame, bit and carrier synchronization is essential to recover the original data back. So this is binary receiver with bit and frame synchronization. It is a technique to make the clocks, as I told you, to make the clocks at the transmitter and receiver operate at the same rate. So here the position of the symbol and bit synchronization in binary receiver system are shown over here. So here we can see a bit synchronization. This is a frame synchronization. The bit synchronizer will extract synchronization from the received signal itself, while the frame synchronization, it uses the output message of the rectangle regenerated and clock to derive the framing information. So the first we are going to see, that is a closed loop bit synchronizer. In this, it uses a VCO, that is VCC, that is voltage control clock. This scheme provides more reliable synchronization. Here we are having the received signal, that is y of t. Then it is applied to zero crossing detector. We are getting the output z of t. Then it is multiplied with one more signal, that is feedback signal, a control signal c of t, and then the output of your multiplier will be applied to a integrator, then low pass filter, and then voltage control clock VCC. We can observe all the waveforms of this closed loop bit synchronizer. So into this, just we need to remember y of t is a received signal, then z of t is the output of ZCD. The third, that is C of t, we are having a square wave clock. Then output of in multiplier, that is Z of t into C of t, will be integrated and then low pass filter. And then actual output is here, that is V of t. VCC, it is used in the feedback to generate the control signal from this output signal. So here this is our y of t signal. The received signal y of t, it is applied to the input of the ZCD, that is zero crossing detector. It produces positive pulses of duration Tb by 2. So whenever it crosses, y of t crosses 0, it will produce a positive pulse of duration Tb by 2. Here also you can see at the third crossing also we can see. The ZCD output, Z of t, is then multiplied with C of t. This is Z of t, it will be multiplied with C of t, which is a square wave clock coming from a VCC, that is voltage control clock. So this is our C of t. So multiplication of Z of t and C of t, it will be generating the multiplier output. So we can see here it's 1, then it is for some time it is high and then it is low. So multiplication of this clock with 1 means we are getting as it is. Then multiplication of this signal with 0, obviously it will result in 0. Then similarly negative to positive pulse we are getting over here, as here for Z of t it is 1. Once again it is 0, so we are getting 0 output for the multiplication. Last, whenever it is 1, as it is C of t will be there at the output, that is at the Tb by 4 for the duration. The control voltage V of t is obtained by integrating and low pass filtering the product Z of t and C of t. This control voltage is used to adjust the clock frequency C of t. The loop reaches a steady state condition when the edges of C of t and Z of t are synchronized and offset by Tb by 4, because then the product C of t and Z of t will have a zero area and V of t remains constant. While implementing this system practically, the analog multiplier and integrators are replaced by equivalent digital components. But for bit synchronization, there are some disadvantages. This circuit will suffer from timing jitter if the zero crossing of y of t are not spaced at integer multiples of tb. And second disadvantage, the synchronization will be lost if the message y of t includes long strings of zeros and 1. So y of t does not have any crossing frequent enough. So if it is not, then obviously the synchronization will be lost in case of bit synchronization. The next type of synchronization is early late synchronization. Here the second disadvantage of closed loop bit synchronization, it will forces us to search for another technique of synchronization which is totally independent of zero crossing of the message signal. The synchronizer which uses this technique, it is called as a early late synchronization. So this is the principle of early late synchronization or synchronizer. It operates on the principle that a properly filtered digital signal has peaks at the optimum sampling times and that the filtered signal is reasonably symmetric on the either sides of either sides. So here we can see Tk. It is the optimum sampling instant at which the signal amplitude is maximum. Here we can see at Tk, which is the optimum sampling instant at which the signal amplitude is maximum. That is y of Tk is the sampled value at the optimum sampling instant. Due to the symmetry of y of t on the either side of Tk, we can write y of Tk minus delta and y of Tk plus delta. Both the amplitudes are same. Now, in the second case, second situation of early sampling, you can see it's a early sampling. If the sampling, if it is done earlier than the optimum sampling instant. So, actually sampling instant is what? Optimum sampling instant, where your signal amplitude is maximum. So here it is Tk. But if you sample your signal very early than this, which is known as a early synchronized signal. At this time, you can easily find out y of Tk plus delta. It has more amplitude than y of Tk minus delta. So it's very simple. As the sampling is done very early, the delayed signal, that is y of Tk plus delta, it has higher amplitude than the y of Tk minus delta. In other case, if late synchronized signal, if you find out that is synchronization is late, ideally synchronization should be at this point. But if it is less, that means here you are getting your Tk, that is optimum sampling instant. Then you can find out Tk plus delta and Tk minus delta. Okay. So it's very much easy to identify that is which has very high value and which has low. So if you find out y of Tk minus delta, this amplitude is higher than this one. So this is known as a late synchronization. Ideally what we want, this one, that is synchronization at optimum sampling instant. Now, this is the block diagram for early late bit synchronizer. This synchronizer uses the principle discussed earlier to generate the control voltage for the voltage controlled clock in feedback loop. So here we can see sample and hold circuit, delay circuit, we are having rectifiers are there, VCO is there, integrator is there. Okay, so for the early sampling, we know that is y of Tk plus delta is greater than y of Tk minus delta, and opposite is true for the late sampling. So in this figure, the incoming signal we can find out. This is our incoming signal y of t, it is applied to two sample and hold circuits. This is first and this is second sample and hold. The sampling signals for these S and H circuits or sample and hold circuits are obtained from two delay producing blocks which are driven by the VCC. So this is our VCC and these are two delay blocks, TB plus delta, TB minus delta. From these two we are getting the train of pulses to the sample and hold circuit. The input signal y of t is sampled early at tk minus delta. Here early sampling is done. Similarly, late sampling will be done by using delay block tk plus delta. At the output of both the sample and hold circuits, we obtain a sampled value of y of t. So sampled y of t early and late. These values are then rectified and subtracted here from each other to produce a correcting voltage. Now this is known as a correcting voltage, that is V of t. These sample values are given over here. When the sampling takes place exactly at the optimum sampling instant, we can find out both the values will be same. And if you find out the difference, this will be like 0. Exactly, if both these values are same, then difference will be 0. This is a correcting voltage. Hence, the output of the voltage control clock, that is VCC, will remain constant, that is unchanged. The bit synchronization is then said to have been achieved if the V of t, again V of t should be 0 in this case. Now the third one, that is Costa's loop for the carrier synchronization. Here it is used for carrier synchronization in BPSK receiver, where BPSK is the short form of binary phase shift keying. We can find out here a BPSK signal, then 90-degree phase shifting network. We are having two phase comparators are there, and same again, instead of VCC we are having VCO in carrier synchronization, filter and then multiply. This is Costa's loop, consists of two phase comparators and VCO along with a 90-degree phase shifter. The VCO, that is voltage control oscillator, it generates a carrier frequency Fc with an arbitrary phase angle theta. This carrier signal is applied to the phase comparator through 90-degree phase shifting network, whereas it is applied directly to PC2, that is phase comparator 2. Both the phase comparators receive the BPSK input signal, that is under root of 2ps cos omega c plus phi over E. So mathematically we will see how we will get a carrier synchronization with the help of this block. Output of multiplier in phase comparator 1 is given under root of 2ps cos omega ct into cos omega ct plus theta. We can solve this. A low pass filter in the phase comparator 1 will eliminate the second harmonic term in the equation. So output of PC1, that is phase comparator 1, will be half of under root of 2ps. Only this first term will be eliminated. So only phase comparator 1 will eliminate this one. So we will be getting cos of phi minus theta. Similarly, the output of phase comparator 2, it is given by half of under root of 2ps sine of phi minus theta over here. The output of two phase comparators, then they are, you can see here, that is then they are applied to the multiplier. So if you multiply this, if you solve this, you will be getting VC, that is PS by 4. PS by 4 sine of 2 into phi minus theta. Thus the control voltage VC is proportional to the phase difference, that is phi minus theta, between the received carrier and the carrier generated by VCO. The control voltage is then filtered. This control voltage is filtered and then it is used for correcting the frequency of VCO. Thus, the Costas loop can be used for the purpose of carrier synchronization. So here we can see the Costas loop of carrier synchronization. Thank you.